Shalom, and welcome to another installment of GMS in Transit, where we prophesy on the road. We last left off at chapter 7. We read from chapter 3 to chapter 7, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to go into chapter 8.
All right, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Yahushua, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Yahushua hath made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, the Most High sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. That's why Paul also said that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual.
In fact, get that in, what is that, 2 Corinthians 10?
I believe so, Khan. It's the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10. I'll start at verse 3. It says, verse 4. Now these things, I was in 1 Corinthians, Salakia. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. It says, For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahushua. So basically the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. That's why we don't have we don't have an arsenal of weapons, tanks and
we don't have weapons, period, man.
Exactly.
We don't believe in weapons because we trust in the Most High.
Gun.
Okay, and this is a spiritual thing. We're spiritual men.
Gun. That's right. It says, for to be carnally minded is death. Back in Romans 8 and 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because a carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. For it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. It says, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit. If so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now if any man have not the Spirit of Yahushua, he is none of his.
And part of having the Spirit of Yahushua is knowing his name.
Con.
Nate, you got to know his name. Because you can't tell me that the Spirit came to you and showed you how to break down these scriptures, but the Spirit forgot to give you the name of the Most High, the Father, and the name of the Son.
It says, and if Yahushua be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Spirit is life because of the Spirit is life because of righteousness. But if the Spirit of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Yahushua from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his Spirit that dwelleth in you. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors not to the flesh to live after the flesh. For if you live after the flesh, you shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, you shall live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the Most High. For you have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father.
Yeah, and the only ones that have received the spirit of adoption are Israelites, because go to Romans the 9th chapter
Con.
and start from the 3rd verse.
Romans chapter 9 verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushai for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption.
It said adoption again. So the only ones that's going to receive the adoption of the Most High, adopting us back to himself, are Israelites. Paul just said that.
Yep. Yeah, because the Most High turned his back on us, because we turned our back on him and we became orphans. I got a quick precept in the book of Lamentation, chapter 5, verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. You know, so the Most High turned his back on us. So now he's turning back to us. That's why when you go back to Romans 8:15, it says, for you have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. And that's why when Yahushua told the disciples to pray, you know, that the Our Father prayer, he started off Abba Nawa, you know, which means our Father. It says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Yahushua, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. That's why brothers are catching so much hell. You know, it seems like the world is rejoicing, and we're basically suffering. You know, by whatever means it be. But that's part of receiving the reward. You know, you have to go through the suffering in order to receive the glory that's going to be revealed after. It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption.
The adoption is when the Most High establishes his kingdom.
Con.
And delivers his chosen elect, because like I said, it's not going to be all Israel. You have a first resurrection, you have a second resurrection, all right? We're looking to make it on the first go round, man. We're not looking to die and come back.
To wit, the redemption of our body. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it.
Yeah, that it says, woe to you that lose patience, man. You got a lot of people that go years back in the early 90s and late 80s that came into the truth, and it got real big. And those people, they all went back into the world. The only ones that stood strong was myself, Gabar, Rakar, and the other brothers that you see before the rest of the flock came in 2007.
Okay.
There was a point where we were the only ones out there. There was a couple stragglers out there with little camps here and there. But we're the ones, man. Like I said, those people that went back into the world and fell off, is because they really didn't believe anyway. They didn't have hope.
It says, likewise the Spirit.
Now they see that things are getting ready to happen, so they're trying to look for a porthole to get back in there. Some of them are going to try to sneak back in there. And you can't sneak in this thing. Give me that in what's that Saint? I believe that's either Saint John 10. Saint John 10. Start from the top.
Con. This is the book of Saint John, chapter.
Because our people are fucking sneaky, man.
Yep.
We're not just evil. Our people are not just evil. They're sneaky.
Saint John chapter 10 verse 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same as a thief and a robber.
Read that again.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber.
Right, like for example, you can't come into this truth and say you don't know the name of the Father and you don't know the name of his Son. That's you trying to sneak through a back window. Okay? You can't teach that Mary and Joseph never had sex when the Bible clearly states that they did have sex.
Yep.
You can't teach that if you're not right, you're gonna burn in hell. That's not scriptural.
Yep.
There's a parable in Luke the 16th chapter, but that's a parable.
Yeah, like Elder Tahar said earlier, he was focusing on the word adoption. If we receive the adoption whereby we cry Abba Father, then we have to know the name of the Heavenly Father and his Son, or else we haven't received the spirit of adoption.
Yeah, it says whereby we cry Abba Father.
Yeah, Abba Father. And if we are joint heirs with Yahushua knew the name of his father. So why wouldn't
he gave his name
to the disciples?
Give me John
17.
John 17.
Yeah,
and start from the no, go right to the top. We're gonna read into that.
Saint John chapter 17 verse 1. These words spake Yahushua and lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour is come. Glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee. As thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true power, and Yahushua, whom thou hast sent. I have glorified thee on the earth, I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world.
Read that again.
I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world.
Read that again.
I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word.
Yeah, so part of keeping the word is keeping the name. And like I said, if we're joint heirs with Yahushua, then if he gave the name to those apostles, then it's certain he'll give the name to us if we're joint heirs with Yahushua. So we do have the name. We have the name of the Father and his Son. So the hell with what Nate got to say.
Yeah, Nate, the Most High gonna break that Nate and bullshit up. Keep reading, brother, from the same book.
Con. It says, verse 7. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me.
Oh, that's a cut. That's a cut. Read that again, please. And are you listening to this, Nathaniel?
And now I am not
Nathaniel, that was the name that was given to you. Read that again.
And now